I be doing that when it be full of kids in the house. Well, my kids, when they all get home, I just walk outside, me and the dog. Like, fuck them kids, bro. I can't. My wife like, where you go? Me and the dog just outside. No shoes on, none of that shit. Jalen, what? I'm on my trigger mic shit. Jalen, what was your rebuttal to for Josh?
For him to say Christian nationalism will never reach the majority stage is frankly bullshit, especially when we're talking about America.
That wasn't my claim.
Then what did you say?
Authoritarian Christian nationalism. We're the violent ones. Christian nationalists by majority are very passive, unfortunately.
Okay. Y'all are both on the same side of the coin, though. Y'all are both Christian national. Y'all are both Christian nationalists.
Christian nationalism is just a political movement. If you're talking about it, the concept of who believes in basically authoritarian force. It's like calling somebody a fascist. We're not fascists, but one step below it. These are minority fringe groups. They would be the same thing as like any militia groups, like the 1%ers, 2%ers, 3%ers, all of those.
That is literally because fascists understand how to maneuver quietly.
Yeah, but fascists are
that's why you've seen extremist ideology all of a sudden. It's an influx of it because they have been hiding quietly, maneuvering how they need to get objectives done in America.
No, they've been
think that fascists are a minority is crazy considering the influx.
Fascism would be on the other side. We're on this side. Fascism is on that side.
Here's the reason, Jalen. Let me interject this. Here's a reason why it being a fringe group is inconsequential, right? Because criminals are only 4%, 5%, right? So you only need 1 or 2% to get the results. So that's why when we're talking about minorities anyway, it being a fringe makes no never mind. It doesn't make any point moot because
we
it's
have to utilize violence.
Well, 1 second, it's enough people to have the impact regardless.
Yeah,
right? Because criminals are only 4%.
You have to utilize violence to affect any type of policy change. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Rodney King. Everybody rioted and burned the damn city down, but it did effectively begin to put a curb on police brutality. They stopped doing that in that state, at least to some degree, right? But it took a whole lot of violence to make that change.
That's not true because the civil rights movement was absolutely pushing nonviolence, and even with Gandhi. So you don't always have to assert violence.
It still resulted in a lot of violence. How many towns do you want to see?
On whose behalf and who was doing it? Who burned down
Tulsa? Or anybody that opposed it?
No.
Or anybody that opposed it?
So are you saying that black people? They burned down Rosewood. Black people burned down Tulsa.
No. See, it's not about the concept of blame. It's about.
It is a blame. You are violent people.
You want it to be about blame. We want it to be about an effective change.
He's justifying violence by saying violent change often comes after violence is enacted.
And I get it, but that's the way he said it was. You have to have violence when you do not have to have violence because you can have political resistance without being violent.
Diplomacy.
And an example is this. No. And we can go really current and it's lightweight, but look at what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. Nobody did anything violent. They canceled fucking Hulu and Disney. And you know what they did? They brought him back. So there are many ways to boycott and to progress change, and violence is not always a part of it. It is not.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. So they didn't utilize violence to get rid of Kimmel, right? And so they brought him back, meaning no change. That's the whole point. If you want something to change, you're going to have to utilize violence.
Remember, they brought him back because of freedom of speech, right?
Why is there a need to separate? Like y'all are all one group. There's no reason to separate.
Absolutely not. Whites are not one group.
Jeez, I'm talking about Christian nationalism, white Christian nationalism.
Even within that, we're not one group.
You are.
Andrew Wilson, in a prime example. Andrew Wilson, he supports monarchy.
Yeah, don't go over my limit of name dropping. All right.
Sorry. Apologize.
All right.
No, we don't. we don't even have the same prescriptions. Not even the same government.
You don't
types.
have the same. You don't have the same prescriptions, but you guys all agree the fact that you guys are Christian nationalists.
Yes.
Okay, so you are one group with subsets.
Correct. And we fight against each other constantly.
Great, that's any group. But on the worldwide global stage, you are all Christian nationalists, whether you want to agree that being nonviolent is a way to do it or being violent is a way to do it. Y'all are all the same because you identify as a Christian nationalist.
But you're basically now basically adding perception in there. What people look. We don't care what people think or what it looks like. We care about the effect that it has on it. Okay. That's the difference. And this is why we kind of promote the idea of violence ultimately is how you settle a problem. Sorry, Tiff. Diplomacy always fails. It delays the inevitable. Fight now, fight 25 years from now. But eventually there's going to be a fight.
Why do y'all
fight 20 years from now?
I don't know how that was.
Let me ask you a question. Why do y'all want to fight so bad? Why is it that you feel like you got to fight to get change?
Guys, listen. He's saying fighting is inevitable.
And I'm
right? And he's saying that through proof of concept too, right? Violence have enacted a change overwhelmingly throughout history, right? That and hit that point is hard to argue because you just look through history and see people fought and then got the results that they were looking for, right? It's hard to deny that. I think the conversation is that the only way? But that's the only way we know.
Yeah, but DJ HAMP
overwhelmingly, you know what I'm saying?
Two effects.
But DJ HAMP, I rather delay it
violently.
But I rather
hold on. Now, what violent breakouts have we had?
Say again.
From 1965 till now, I'm asking what major violence.
Desert Storm was in 1985, right?
No, I'm talking about you're not U.S. soil, like within not like a civil war. Meaning we've had the most amount of progress in the past 40 to 50 years, and there's not been mass violence.
No, so you would look at it like even the George Floyd era, right? I don't think black people took advantage of that violent situation happening. Charlie Kirk gets killed. Oklahoma now has what's this organization called?
Turn Up USA.
In all its schools, when the Japanese salons were getting attacked, the Asian crime bill happened, right? So violence is always prefaces the change. We've seen it most often.
But my fault, not to cut you, but
just saying just making. I mean, that's just what he's saying. I mean, it's been proven. Is all I'm saying.
But my thing is right. He said, "Do we have it now? Or do we delay it 20 years from now?" I'd rather we talk about a situation here and now, and maybe delay it 20 years from now, and then prepare for it then. So now we can prepare for it then, come up with a solution for it then, and then the thing is right? Society is always going to have crime and violence in it. The question is, do we mitigate it to reduce it to a level where it's not on a massive scale?
Well, I would agree. Well, I want to get CJ in, because I like the conversation. I just want to make sure, right? And just if I were to answer real quick, Josh, it has been reduced, right? To Tiff's point, we haven't had an all-out civil, and you know what I mean. We haven't. I mean, January 6th was one of the last. If I use the word insurrection, I don't think I would be far off, right? Just based on how people see it, right? It's probably 50% people see it as such, 50% of people don't, right? And y'all know I don't say both, but I'm just saying I could say insurrection and it would have merit from a large portion of people. You know, maybe that's one of the more overt violent situations. But I'm not trying to gloss over. We can circle back to it. I just want to see what CJ said. Let me just read these super chats real quick. Hit the like button, man. So Miss Val, Mr. Fantastic got timed out for 150 minutes. Tony, salute.
Perfect.
Tony Golden in the building, remember, for 19 months.
Shit like that.
Your juxtaposition is faulty. You can't compare gaming to music, which is a culture in itself. If Thug's music is violent, it's a reflection of that environment.
in gaming. Remember, they had a ban on Grand Theft Auto years back because of how because in Grand Theft Auto you had people unaliving police officers.
And Jay was popping with a 50 ball.
Shit like that.
Shaming them is not going to have the same effect as it did on our community. I'm not saying that it should not happen. However, I don't think that it should become the priority. Being prepared should be the priority, and that should come second. Perfect. Yeah, I think the key is if we're willing to prepare, then we have to know why. I think this gets glossed over so often, and the assumption is that we are just overtly violent, and it's a huge disparity, right? So I think it goes hand in hand, but I 100% agree on preparing for whatever you may face. I'll play the thing in a second. Li with the 100 ball says perfect.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
Damn, I want to hear what he said. LOL, CJ out of here. You look like you come to save the day. Respectfully, ain't nothing worse than a super safe.
Put him in the Put him in the fucking bedroom.
Onika with the files. Is that infamous Josh or new Josh? Either way, what up, cracker? 50,000 wheat up.
Come on.
JT with a $10 says Tiff is double talking. She says that white people are so violent, yet she surrounds herself with them and, by her words, immersed in white community. Contradiction.
She's a school teacher.
Like, do I need to show my back wall? I participate in capitalism, beloved. That's what I do. Okay.
Miss Val says for the show. Salute Miss Val in the building. NTAT with the $2 50,000 achieved. Next step 100K. Let's go, Hampton.
Perfect. Somebody tell me how that nigga LI got so much money, man.
He's selling insurance.
Jesus.
Eric with the $5 says, "Why should black people worry about white on white crime when we should worry about stopping our violent crime problem?" Yeah, I think I would agree if worry was the conversation. You know, I think it's about preparedness, understanding, and edification, right? Because these things get glossed over. You'd be surprised when people understand why they're doing something, how much better they do it. You know, AMC. I don't know if the CJ like got the
God damn. I had some good points for y'all too, man. He a hater. He don't want to know. He don't want progress. I had a dream that
why
one
you
day.
that Sparta cake?
Hey Jalen, good job, man. Jalen, you up here cooking. I'll see y'all later. What a hater.
They'll bring you back. See,
This might be risky.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Damn.
Man.
Can I respond to a super chat earlier that was made earlier? And then I'll jump off the panel and let somebody else come here and talk.
Go ahead. Well, we got spot. Go ahead.
Years back, long time ago, right? There was an issue with the video game called Grand Theft Auto. Just kind of making it with Grand Theft Auto. And in the game, because in the game, right, you can shoot police officers. I think in New York City, right, they had a campaign against that game because it was violence against police officers, and they didn't want to teach children that were playing that game to do that same thing against police or an authority figure or whatever. So to say that Young Thug's music is not in the same realm of a video game that everybody's playing on their phone, everybody's playing on the Xbox, the violence is on there, you even got titties and stuff showing on the video game, the certain video games, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of
It's not rated for kids though.
Hold on.
So why are you buying your kid GTA?
But kids still play it.
Why are you buying your kid Grand Theft Auto? Why are you letting your kid play Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty?
They still playing it, right? But
hold on, but the same logic stems to a bigger problem.
Hold on,
it's not the video game.
But hold on, there's ratings on your hip hop music, and you can turn off your hip hop music.
That's a problem with
video game,
people that have kids that aren't really parenting their kids.
Okay, then people who are parenting their children who listen to Young Thug.
Like you said,
hip hop music has a rating on it.
I know. Yeah.
It's like the video
Really
game has a
does.
rating on it, yet still kids
Yeah.
listen to it.
Kids aren't adults. Kids don't have authority, meaning that you, as their parent, as the adult, have the authority to tell them what they can and cannot listen to. If you are not doing that, that is on you, that is not on the music, and that is not on the video game.
But that's my point. No, remember, he said something about Young Thug. He said something different between a video game and Young Thug's music is that the
Oh, you're
game is
talking
not
about
in the
Trigger
same.
Mike. I'm not even paying attention to Trigger Mike. Hamp already told you he got to come up here. Don't pay attention to Trigger Mike. He knows how to get up here to talk to you.
Well, then Trigger Mike, bring your ass up here then.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Tell him to bring his ass up here.
Stop super drive by.
He only said $5 for each of those.
Stop it. What's going on, KG? What you got to say, brother?
No, I just came over to say, well, I'm at work, so I just came congratulate Hamp. And,
That's good shit.
the city. Yeah.
You probably stepped away for a minute, but let what do you say? Type shit, 50K type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, did you have you had to take a smoke break? Are you ready to? I cannot believe you actually said that you were a white nationalist. Like I'm taken aback.
Hold on though, but Tiff,
Uh-huh.
you have black nationalists too, so it's like.
To be fair, I'm a Christian nationalist.
Hold on, Josh. You could be a nationalist of your country. You're a national of your country.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You could be a black. We have black nationalists. Remember Malcolm X and those people, right? You can make an argument as these people being negative to the environment or the ecosystem or not. You can make that argument.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with being a nationalist of your group or of your country or society.
And I am a proud American. I love our country, so I definitely can say that. However,
I guess stop teaching women yoga.
What? Why would
if you love America, stop teaching women yoga.
Why would I do that? Yoga is committed, so it started. Technically, I'm doing what comes natural to me. So why wouldn't I want to do?
It's just one step down from twerking, right? I mean, next thing you know, you're going to have Hamp having to take over the classroom, put him in tights or something, teaching that crap. No.
Did you see his shorts on the day? He's just a step away from tights. Did you see his knees and his thighs?
Damn.
Why would men notice that? You know what I'm saying?
Look, he giving me the look. KG, he back. Let me mute.
I'm good. What up?
KG, what up?
Congrats. Congrats. But there's one thing I gotta say. In the Bible, a lot of change did come when blood was shed. They said you cannot. Like I pulled it up. I think it was Numbers 33. You shall not pollute the land in which you live. Blood that pollutes the land, no atonement can be made for that land. The blood that's shed in it cannot set the blood from the one who shed it. So our blood was shed in this land, so technically this land will never be clean until the people who shed our blood in this land is shed. So if you want to be technically, that's the only way change will happen for our people.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, they were. That's what I was saying. Josh's point is, it's been proven, right? And we can read it. But violence is the conversation about violence is interesting, But I just want to make sure that we properly discuss the title, because what I realize is quite often we'll converse thoroughly about the decrepit nature of our community. And I get it. That should be the conversation, right? In terms of fixing those things, right? But when we broach another topic about just baseline and understanding, we can very rarely get through it because people want to redirect, right? But you have topics about several things. If I'm talking about football, it would make no sense for Mr. Williams to come up here and start talking about basketball, right? But I think in order to understand things, you have to understand it from all different facets. We kind of just rush, Like we look at an arrest sheet and then cast that aspersion and say, these people are responsible for the crime when knowing we're innocent until proven guilty.
Facts.
So it's just like, how do we properly converse? Josh has been a gem to this conversation because his disposition gives credence to the stats. Right? Josh has a desensitized modus operandi, right? It's about concepts, about prescriptions, what makes sense regardless of the moral fallout, right? That's less important than getting to the goal, getting to the reason. How effective was it? How valuable was it, right? When Josh says these mass shootings are an economic benefit, he don't care that it was 5-year-olds in Sandy Hook because they all needed to have a funeral. So when Jalen say it ain't a race thing and it's a construct thing, I vehemently disagree for dispositions like that. We got our shit for sure, but we having a conversation. Right?
We all have.
And I'm not using that against Josh, but I'm using it because that's what was presented in the conversation.
We all have our agenda, and it should be the case that whatever your agenda is should be consistently and constantly pushed.
Yeah.
Ain't no vacation time.
But the problem, the pushback I have with that is now if your agenda is not going to take a stat from a certain website to manipulate into a way to paint another group a certain way, but then you don't look at the same stats of the same stats that everybody got the 13 or 12% account for 50% of the crime came from the same place that DJ HAMP showed you. And when you look at the stats, you look at
why can't we do that? Why can't we? I'll agree to you. You can take any stat and push it any direction you want, right? You can just rephrase it a little bit and push an agenda. Why can't that be done?
Because it's a lie. And then you take away from why can't the agenda be shit? Why we as white people, as white men in our culture that are supposed to be the patriarchs of our culture, there's honestly an issue going on in our culture. Maybe we on the right should hold ourselves accountable and clean up our own house. Just like you had the Nation of Islam back in the day. Shout out to Captain Zarzark with the Hebrew Israelites, and they go into black communities and they hold all people accountable, right? Why couldn't Charlie Kirk and a group of white nationalists, as you say, march through white communities talking about the drug abuse, talking about the R word, talking about the whatever other issues that we saw on that crime stats is heavy in your community? Why could that not? Why is there not a white nationalist group pushing accountability within your culture?
I will absolutely 100% agree with you. If I just take just HAMP's community, right? Like roughly about 800 people. And the entire time I've ever been there, I think I've only ever had a problem with 2 people. 2 people out of 800? That's crazy to me. Everybody I've ever met within the black community, at least within HAMP's community, right? Never met what I would consider to be a bad person. Actually quite wholesome people, right? But you boil this down, again, everybody's got an agenda to push. Why can't they do it? Why does propaganda have to be honest?
Because it makes the other person look bad, and then you pass law and legislation to monitor that group of people.
If you're opposing another,
hold on, Joshua. We're talking about white nationalists. You're asking white nationalists, their whole objective is to preserve white people, to be empathetic and not lie and push truthful propaganda to still be impactful with preserving white people. I hope you don't believe what you're saying right now. I hope you don't even think that's a viable question to ask a white nationalist.
Okay, and just like your ask, hold on. But just like your ask a black nationalist.
Hold on, Jordan, because for some reason, and we talking about agendas, you have name dropped that man about 40 times since you've been on the panel. So that's making me wonder, do you have a damn agenda?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Wait.
So hold on. So we can't name drop a person? They name dropped MLK and a bunch of black people.
But you keep doing it.
So what? They name dropped a bunch of people on our side. MLK, they said he wasn't a good person, right?
You're not getting it.
They dropped a bunch of black people.
Don't worry about it. It went over your head.
Regardless of the name dropping, it's just a rule. It's just a rule to not name drop. That's it. Let's skip past that.
Well, I'm not on DJ Hamp's
just don't name drop people. Know that. Yeah, that's Hamp's rule. Stop name dropping. That's his rule. Okay, past that. Why are you asking a white nationalist to be empathetic and to be truthful?
To his own group?
Yeah.
It's his group. It's his group that has issues going on in their culture.
The objective of a white nationalist is to preserve whites by any means necessary, even if it means lying to them.
So then the crime statistics that show that they have crime in their community, that's them ignoring that is preserving them?
Yes. If they're pushing, he said propaganda.
That's how psychological warfare works. Like, propaganda. Don't study this?
No, but he said when he said propaganda, then at that point you already know that an agenda is being pushed. So if you're able to disprove the propaganda, then you do that. But that would be like asking, to me, somebody from the NOI, from the nation, to go preach love and like, nah, he's doing what he's supposed to do. If this is fundamentally what he believes in, then he is going to preach propaganda to get people to believe the lie. Because we can see from the numbers, right? So again, he's doing what he believes to be true with conviction.
Okay. As long as y'all want to accept that. I just want to know. I just want to know.
The white man said some messed up shit. Cool. I don't know why the focus is on him, but cool. He said some messed up shit. However, in the background, his wife got PragerU on a federal level to be implemented in the Department of Education. If you don't know about PragerU, look it up. It's very fucked up what they're teaching kids through PragerU. Neither here nor there. They're doing things systemically to get their objective done. You're focused on the clown doing all this egregious shit, and you're not focused on the legislation that they're actually implementing in front of our fucking face. So sure, you could talk about what he said. It's fucked up. I fully agree. But when are you going to start focusing on the shit behind the scenes? What Josh is talking about, everybody's going to be up in arms about it because he's saying violence is necessary. But what about the other Christian nationalists that are doing psychological warfare behind the scenes, that are actually doing things that will affect us for generations to come? I.e. what they did to us with slavery and Jim Crow and all this extra shit.
So let me ask you a question. Were you aware of these people? Do you know the other people behind the scenes? And did you make a YouTube channel talking about these
did you know about what I just told you about PragerU?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so that should answer your question.
YouTube channel talking about that. Did you make a YouTube video talking about? Because I didn't know. Right? The whole point is you're talking about a clown, right? That had a message that was representing a group of people.
I feel like you missed my point.
No, I didn't miss your point. The clown that you're speaking about, he pushed a message for his group of people, right? So when you're debunking a message he's putting, when we're debunking a message that he's pushing, that's a message from his own side. We're debunking that side.
You're focused on the message and not focused on the actions of what they're doing in front of your face, because you're not paying attention to it. You're paying attention to the egregious words. I get it. They're egregious. They're meant to draw you in and to keep you distracted from what they're actually doing that will affect your children and the generations that come after you. Yeah. That's like we keep doing that shit. Every generation, we keep doing that shit. And y'all acting like they're not affecting change, and and then by the time we actually see it, it's too far fucking gone. And everybody's like, "Oh, we can't do shit. They're powerful. I don't know what to do," because you weren't paying attention.
There's only one thing you can do. You grab these people by the collar, you drag them to the edge of town, and you throw them out. If they come back, you whoop their ass, throw them back out, throw their bodies out the other side of town too. You only got force. These are your only real options. You have to take whatever agenda, whatever moral standards you have, and you have to apply it by force.
So who's going to apply that to your Christian nationalist group, as Jay was saying up there?
We're already fighting amongst ourselves, right? Like, I mean, it just is what it is.
Okay.
You keep talking about his people. We need to worry about our people. Because using force, with our own people, like, hey, we got to get our shit together. I don't really care about what's going on in his community at all. Not one little bit. Because I know what he is. No offense, Josh. You the devil.
No, it's okay, KG. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But I already know his people's with the devil. So I know if it's a snake, it's going to bite me. Come on now. So I don't really care about what's going on in his community at all. Not like one little bit.
KG.
I care about our people.
KG.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? You are a fighter, right? By trade, right?
Yeah.
You watch film?
Yeah.
So it's important to understand what opposing sides are doing. That's the reason why we prepare and watch film. You see, to ignore it will leave you at a deficit, right? Not to say you worried, but you are. That's a part of preparation, edification. You see what I mean? Now we've been edified because we understand. We can read it, you know. But all people who don't read, you have to show them examples of why in which them being so lazy and so lackadaisical is an issue. You see what I mean? So it's not so much about not caring, it's about understanding, right? So if you take the young boys and say, hey, if you indeed think that the people that don't look like you are a problem, let me illustrate just how much of a problem it can be. And now I'm wondering why you aren't preparing yourself if you indeed think it's a problem. You see? So it's not like we concerned, but it's like, hey, understanding to be better prepared, you know? You see what I mean?
And they're not coming after the ones that are headstrong and know what the fuck they're doing. They're coming after your children.
And KG, I'm gonna mute you. You just got a little wind. There you go.
Like, they're coming after your children. The best way to get through the children is to psychologically brainwash them. So you could focus on what they're doing everywhere else, but their children is their main object. The children is their main objective.
Or separate them from government schools so that it's only your influence as parents versus the states. Because if we have any say in it, we're going after the state. It's just, this is what it is. Like, Jay's actually spot on right here. Like, it is the case that if you want to protect whatever your culture is, however you define it, right, you have to instill that in your children. And you got to stop the outside influence on top of that. Damn, Jay, that was actually
and that's both sides of the aisle. They're coming after your children, their brains. They're coming after them. Whatever negativity you view on liberal or conservative, they want your children because they're the important new generation of people that they need to brainwash in order to keep America running. Okay,
I agree with that.
So let's get to this real quick. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel most. Mike, what about the conversation, man? You kept saying, are we victim this, victim that, victim this? You saying a discussion can't be had about different things that are happening in this society?
No, I was trolling. Deadass.
Well, Yardy didn't like that shit one bit. Yardy, he is
$5 to troll? That's crazy.
Would you like to converse with your brother?
It was a few $5.
So it doesn't matter now. He said he was trolling.
He just threw a funky ass $5 like, I'm trolling, bro.
Trolling all day. No, but I jumped in. I'm sorry. Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I jumped in because this is the part I can land. I just like what y'all saying at this particular point because Jay was on fire. You know, I in these spaces, I understand the plight. Like, how could you not? You know, you go to school with Black people, you understand their plights and how their history is tied in. And the relationship dynamics between Blacks and whites has always been pretty contentious. You know, white people basically own the media, so they get to do what they want to about, with it. So that much I understand. But I think Jay kind of took it from the surface level to the deeper meaning of what's going on. Because I think I tried to preface it once by saying, I used to listen to everything black people said, everything about how I should move and what the factors are against me. Right. The only part that I had to kind of depart from was, well, if I just go straight to I'm a victim or I can't do anything with my life because these people hold me back, I would never accomplish anything. And I really, really, really want to fucking be great. So those two things never really agree. And that's where I started a bit of separation, right? And that's why you always see me on these platforms. Like, do you know how I stop myself from being more affected by what anybody else is doing? Any kind of racism, it's keeping that family, that community aspect. Because we could say it's the whites because they are the dominant population in the United States, but everybody is going after the person they could keep a customer forever. So when Jay said they're going after your children, they're going to indoctrinate the weak-minded individuals of the United States. And whoever falls into that category will be their perpetual customers for till the end of time. They need to control you for their dollar's sake, right? So that's where I started to deprogram myself and take myself off that hamster wheel.
I know, but that is, so I understand that that's kind of where we are, right? But let's rewind though, right? What keeps you on the hamster wheel is misinformation,
Yep.
Otherwise known as propaganda.
Yes, sir.
And the lack of edification, right?
Yes,
so for so long, we've glossed over that column, right? And so what we're simply saying, hey, let's acknowledge the column. Let's look at another white boy say it, right? Tim Tebow. Let's hear Josh out so he can literally in real time illustrate, right? The what the do's and don'ts, the cares and cares not, right?
Yep.
And then have the conversation so we can properly edify and prepare the children. That's exactly what needs to happen, because if you don't go to schools in predominantly black places, Trigger Mike, the heroes on the wall are George Washington, not Medgar Evers, right? And so you see what I mean? So there's an entire what's the word I'm looking for? Programming that's happening, right? But when you go to school in like Washington, D.C., they actually have Medgar Evers up there, not just Malcolm and Martin. You know what I mean? They have several people, right? And so the programming is different. You know, so if you never highlight the fact that, oh, there's levels and threats of violence depending on the category that aren't just black people, what happens? And so when we were trying to converse about this, it kept on saying, okay, now what? No. People don't even acknowledge this.
Absolutely.
Which is the substance of the conversation. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And I think because I can't disagree with that, right? You're laying out systemic facts that have been laid out for all of us to see that are present. I think we don't really differ. What I'm saying is the method and what we got to do about it. That's where I think more people need to start changing up, is because I noticed something that I made that statement, like they're trying to keep their base. They need people that are easily indoctrinated to have people to sell things to and people to control and their workforce and all that type of stuff. Right. What's the guy? Rockefeller. He did that that's why they took trades out of the school and everything. Right.
That was I forgot, the Board of Education.
Yeah. So
they did the same thing with college too.
The one thing that I would like, if I could share something where I'm like, oh snap. If they're always responsible, if we're going back and forth about them, about the reduction of Black history in schools, I'm already on the side that they're going to win that battle. Because we were 13% of the population when we started fighting that battle. We're still 13% of the population now, with another minority group about to become the majority minority. So I'm like, we're going to lose that battle. So now I teach my kids Black history. Nobody else can. I don't even want them. I'll pull them out of school. So I'm on a different wavelength to say, y'all know what? I get that we want to fight because it looks on its face terrible. They're removing Black history. I don't even trust anybody else to teach Black history to my kids. The preservation of your history is to take everything onto yourself. Like that, I don't fight white people on nothing, right? Because they own the media. They have all the companies, the money for the school, the lobbyists, and all of that. So I'm gonna fight the enemy where they aren't. That's my.
But why you spend a lot of time fighting Black people on everything?
Well, I gave you the premise as to why.
I understand, but it just I don't know. It good for the goose, good for the gander. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of advantage, right? You've gotten to a place to where they have less and less advantages over you. So now what? You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm glad you teaching the kids so-called Black history. It's funny we would call lazy after we stopped working for free.
Facts.
And I just looking at this shit like, yo, now that me and you, Mike, we up here, and I'm talking to you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We up here, right? In comparison to a lot of our brothers, right? Because like I'm not expecting the women to do no fighting. I really want them to sit the fuck down and load the guns while we shoot them, right? Just in terms of a hyperbolic situation, right? They not built for that shit. I don't care how tough they talk, you know. But now we here, and now we have a duty to push back, right? And I'm not even saying be volatile, but yo, call the things out that need to be called out. Me and you know we go in the earth and we work with everybody, white, black, blue, don't matter, right? I'm cordial. Most of my clients are white. I make sure my team is consistent and etc.
Indeed.
But right, but if I have to address something, I address it, right, in a way in which it needs to be addressed based on set and setting. We can't gloss over it. You know what I mean? Because we have too much. Hold on, Josh. Because you and I have too much influence.
Indeed.
They can't talk that shit to us, Mike. They can't talk that fatherless home shit to us. We don't got no money shit to us. We ain't married. They can't talk that shit to us. So if we acknowledge, like, yo, now this is an issue, even if it's not me directly, just like how the men do it for the women that they don't deal with, but apparently other brothers deal with, right? Every nigga up here arguing get pussy, but he arguing for the niggas that don't get pussy, I guess. Right? Indeed. You hear that shit all the time. When is it our responsibility, Mike, as influential Black men to do the same, regardless if it affects us directly or not?
Hey, look, I mean, here's what I'm going to stop doing because my way ain't better than your way. What I'm saying now is that I think we need to embrace both perspectives.
Okay.
My issue, long-standing issue, is that the reason white people have always snuffed out the progress of Blacks is because they always see you coming. We make too much noise with every movement. So your way, I mean, be honest with you, if we were just a group of leaders, I'd be like, y'all know this HAMP, right? He gonna go back at these motherfuckers, so we're gonna let him lead that initiative. Somebody got to lead the quiet storm too. Okay. Right. They cannot know everything that we doing, especially from a family perspective, because that's what becomes that. It's easy to squash that. Right. When I made that one super chat where I'm like, if Charlie Kirks of the world can easily get some of the most influential people to talk about him by triggering them with words, he gonna be the most popular person ever. You see, so that's what I'm really saying. I know we got to go back at him and let you know we ain't no punk.
Mike,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me interject on this, and we don't disagree at all with that. When I first saw the Charlie Kirk shit, I said, right, yo, we telegraphing our punches. Right, we literally showing them we about to throw it by over exaggerating the shoulders and all that. Right, 100%. You know, prepare, because even if the fact that people think it's racist and others don't. The people that don't, right, like you got to deal with a whole lot of shit. Let people reveal themselves, have a conversation so they can clarify themselves, and then steadily do your push-ups.
Indeed. I mean, I'm getting a lot of education because people say what they want about me being, the child of an immigrant. I told you yesterday that I'm sending my children to HBCUs, and I told you why. And one thing that I realized is that that's a distraction method. Yeah. My wife had just finished reading Ketanji Brown Jackson's book. So anything she reads, I read by extension because she always want to discuss that shit like I'm a part of her book club or something. But one thing that she said in that book that I had to read the chapter for myself is they said they did not know integration was going to do this to Black people, because immediately after they integrated, Black businesses started closing because we were so worried about going to their businesses. So these are the things that I'm realizing, that if they can distract us and keep us in motion, it keeps us less focused on issues and community building and going to our own schools because we want to go to PWI. I see the power in the cluster, in the Black cluster. And it's not even racial. It's just that I need to create opportunity for my kids where they get the preferential treatment. So I'm 100%,
Yeah, like even if, but it's so, but Mike, you know what? It's okay to say that it's racial though, right? Yeah. When we used to, Mike, me and you hustle. When you go to networking events, what do? Right? And I'm not even shy. I find Black people first. You get warm. You take a drink or two, then you start to pour out. Like the women will find women first if there's nobody, right? And then you start to kind of branch out once you get a little bit more comfortable, or you got another person with you as a security blanket. That's fine. One thing I never heard, Mike, was the tether shit before I came up here. Sherelle had to literally define it for me. I didn't know what that shit was. You already know up north is we all live on top of each other. Pause. It don't matter. Like now, East New York, look, but it's just like like we all live together. So I never even heard that shit before.
Before they was calling niggas tethers, it was what they call us banana boats. A bunch of
but y'all, we'd be talking shit to each other, right? Yeah. And then niggas would go party together, right?
Yeah. Like you have Black Americans in the Labor Day parade with the flags on.
I got niggas in college that be like, I didn't even know you was African, nigga.
The dance hall party is the biggest party in Connecticut. The dance hall be
Jersey
so
too.
Yo, we say, fuck that goat, man. Tell your mom the curry the chicken, my nigga. We don't fuck with the goat shit, right? If I go to my man house and he Jamaican, you know what I mean? But like that's how it's just regular shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want y'all to cook collard green because y'all don't know to clean them first. You know what I mean? Like regular shit, right? Mm-hmm. You know the foo-foo niggas and all that. I ain't fucking with that shit, bro. I know what a fork is. You know what I mean? Like it just, but we all was still vibing. Like it wasn't nothing crazy,
I be inviting my black homeboys to Nigerian parties. These dudes be crying like, "Thank you for this experience, man. I feel connected to the
It just the only thing about the Nigerian party. 2 hours in, that shit get musty as a motherfucker. But other than that, that shit,
yo, my nigga, and it's worse when he right. It's only funny when he right.
Mike, no. Mike, no.
Yo, a chick came to me once and was like, "Can you tell your dad to not stand by the fan?" I was like,
"Yo,
can I ask?"
That's fucking funny.
That's wild.
Let me. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Oh, don't go nowhere, Josh. Don't go nowhere, Josh. I'll give you a second, Josh. First of all, I want to give my big dog shout out to him for the 50K. Y'all, we gonna take a shot, him, because I mean, you pulled a bottle out. We ain't even took a shot. What are we doing right now? Let's take a shot, right?
We got triple black too. You know we drink.
Let's take a shot. Triple black.
With triple black come, you know the vibes, nigga.
Hey, Josh, come back. Josh, come back. Josh, I want to talk to you for a second. Come back, Josh.
Yo, I seen triple black get drunk off a root beer, nigga. So I know we drinking.
Let's take a shot to
yo, hey, triple black. Last time I seen Sis Triple Black, I cussed her out, man.
All right, so I want to apologize to Josh for my people. Sometimes we don't get a guest in the house sometimes, so we kind of forget how to do things, right? Because today's supposed to be a conversation about the white man's issues, right? And you see we all fighting. We don't even want to analyze. It's not even about. I got you, love. See, I'm gonna do that too. It's not even about a comparison to one-on-one. It's like it's having a conversation that we don't have to have, Josh. So, I grew up around white men like you did, very candid. So I appreciate your candor. So I want to ask you a direct question, Josh, because no one seems to address this, right? I want to understand because we often contribute black males' crime to single-parent homes. We talk about the education system. So I got a question for you directly, Josh, because you might have some first-hand information. I work in statistics too, but I know stats don't always tell the full picture. So you might have some first-hand anecdotal information. So help us understand a little bit better what contributes to the white male archetype that makes them do things like shoot up schools and some of the crimes that you guys commit in America. I've never heard a white man explain this to us. So I'm interested to know, what do you think? What drives a good Christian white man to go shoot up a school, to go kill kids in the school? What could you kind of break that down for us a little bit? I've never heard that before.
Yeah, man. It got to be a good Christian man, right? Because I don't think Christians do this.
I'm just in a way. It's always, in the news. When they talk about it in the news, it's kind of the way they describe it. So I'm trying to stay aligned to how we hear. You know what I mean? I just want to get more information. That's all.
So if you're talking about, like, let's just say the guy that shot up the Mormon church, I'm pretty sure he was a right winger, at least a Republican. So he would have been on like my end, and a veteran. So maybe he was far right. I have no idea, right? But it would be the case that we generally have like specific agendas, things like polygamy or polygyny, we'd have a big problem with, right? So the idea is if you oppose something, you're eventually going to do this. This is only fringe groups, right? Very small fringe groups are going to act out. They're going to basically do something to kind of draw attention to the thing that they oppose, and usually it's going to be in a violent manner. It's going to be the same thing with the Kirk shooting, right? It's basically, I call it the gay agenda. Some people might call it the transgender agenda, right? We're going to utilize this to say, hey, look, this evil, nasty thing, how do we shut it down? How do we break it? It ain't about Kirk. To us, we consider him a moderate. And I kind of consider moderates to be like, God, I hate to say this, political cucks. They just basically do nothing but talk, right? And at some point, shit's got to end and got to get reversed. And so we end up utilizing violence, nasty little tactics. So the concept of twisting stats to serve an agenda would be a thing.
So there's something in
wait, hold on, Triple Black, give me a second. I'm almost done, bro. You can jump in. Give me a second. We gonna just me and Josh iron it out a little bit more. So you would contribute. Let's use the Sandy Hook situation, right? Because that was babies, right? 20-year-old, how old? 21, 22? Went into a school.
Weren't they high schoolers?
No, these were elementary school kids.
Okay. Sandy Hook.
Went into
6-year-old.
Yeah, went into an elementary school and killed about 25 kids. I'm trying to see what you just kind of stated. Is that similar in this situation? That's a similar tactic.
It could be the case. Because generally, if you're going to go after in a community, right, you go after the kids. Jay's actually a little bit more right on this in several different areas.
I was just about to say that.
Hey, just so you know, Sandy Hook specifically was 12 girls and 8 boys.
Who was the shooter?
The white dude.
White dude, yeah, but what right-leaning, left-leaning, gay?
I didn't even say. This was before all that shit was popular. But it was 12 girls and 8 boys. 16 of the children were 6 years old. And 4 of them were 7 years old.
So, Josh, one more question. I'll let somebody else jump. I'm interested that you keep mentioning right wing, left wing. Are you doing that purposely, or does that matter?
So basically, everybody has an agenda one way or the other, right? So left wing would be Democrat, but I don't consider anybody in the moderate, like basically like a centrist, come out a little ways. Like on the right would be conservatives. We consider them moderates and completely do nothing but this. Once you go past that point, it'll be the extremists. I consider left-leaning, right-leaning, and it's usually agenda-based. Agenda-based being like, if I'm on the right, I want I want states' rights versus, like, say, the state indoctrinating the kids, aka the education, federal education system. We want gone. Let's see here. Go on down the list. We want the gay marriage. We want it completely reversed. Like it goes on down a long list, but this is more like right-leaning agenda. Left-leaning is going to be kind of, they're going to say basically unity, but it doesn't appear to be that way. It's going to be like in the concept of unity in their direction. It'll be fascism by popular vote.
So are you saying it now? And I'm peeping Uncle Jeff's face because I think he's probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking. But I'm just curious: are you attaching like white violence to politics for some type of like greater good agenda? Is that where white violence?
Yes, it would be the case that a person that is going to enact violence is doing it based on the concept of terrorism. They're doing it with the intention of having some type of effect on the policy.
Who would you say does it? Who would you? Which side would you say does it more frequently?
I honestly don't know. I would like to believe that it's our side that does it more frequently, but I don't know if it's true or not.
Hold on.
Can I help you out?
Real quick. No, I got it. DOJ did it for us, right?
Jay, I just want to say Triple Black was next. I just want to say that before you move on.
How far down am I?
You after him.
And I just
DOJ was the DOJ did that for us. They actually hit it. This administration specifically, in their findings, they saw a high propensity of right-leaning extremists to commit more of those heinous acts compared to the left.
Yeah,
and they pulled
the report. They hit that. And they hit that report.
Just real quick to Shaw, it's gonna keep happening. Like the crazy thing is, historically, this is about power. I know Josh was given like a super watered down thing, but I think it has to do with the concept of perceived dominance by white men. I mean, let's just be honest. This was their country. So you're going to see this continue, right? Because everywhere on earth, like Canada, the Muslims are taking over. They don't really have the same, they don't have the same capacity because they don't have gun laws anymore, right? To do what we can, but it's only going to get worse. When they see the scaling up of gay marriage, when they see the LGBT movement, this dismantling the structure that gives them power. So they're going to fight. Like, you know what I mean? They're the ones with the most to lose. So even though it's not warranted, like, I'm not excusing it. From a historical standpoint, I understand this. It's exactly what people do when they get knocked off the top spot. That's how the way people gonna behave.
So one more. I'm sorry. One more direct question to Josh. So Josh, it's not mental health illness that causes white males to commit these types of acts. It's more of a political hero complex that they're trying to fight for the greater good. This is being taught in white households.
I think indirectly that would be accurate, right? So like if you take like the transgender movement, right? Like somebody's going to like say that it's a mental illness, right? But at the end of the day, what they're generally fighting for is the thing that they believe. That person believes that the stuff that was coming out of Kirk's mouth was anti-them. And it was, to be fair, right? And believed that he was a mouthpiece that needed to be gone. Just normal. So it would be in that person's mind that they're doing it. They're doing it with an agenda. We all do things with an agenda.
Josh, I think I'm gonna shut about this. I promise y'all, Josh. I think this explanation leaves kind of room for justification in a way, where I feel like people can find like these acts being justified, which is why it's not treated with the same scrutiny when people of other colors commit crimes. So I'm just interested in what do you see that as like kind of an excuse or a justification for some of these acts that happen? Do you look at it the same way?
Well, so now like the concept of good and bad, I consider to be relative to a goal. So like if you say killing is bad, right? And I say killing is good, it's relative to the goal. Are you trying to kill your opponents off? Yeah, okay, it's good, right? That's the concept of justification. Let me ask you a question, because you're a big guy, right? So I've been on Risky's panel once before. I've got a question as to if it is the case, and this is a question with Yardy too, please. The idea was that we don't like the idea of the black man being considered to be violent. Why not? It's an advantage. And here's why. Here's an example. I've said on Risky's panel, and I said that a really good prescription is if it was the case that people wanted to get rid of the gay agenda out of the black community, like in the school system, right? Why wouldn't 10 black guys your size just go to the damn school board meeting, stand in the back, don't smile, don't say nothing, just stand there and look mean mug? People would generally be afraid. It's effective. It works.
Because there's a narrative that has been painted on black men that we're this big creature, violent dude. So why would we take that approach if already we're being painted with that?
He's telling you to embrace it.
Yeah,
why not?
This is borderline ridiculous. It's ridiculous because, like, I don't even understand, Josh, how you can fix your face and say some of the stuff you just said. Like the dude that shot Charlie Kirk was a right winger, right? And they hung the whole trans shit on his fucking neck, like he was dating a trans person. Why if he's a right winger, why would he kill Charlie Kirk?
What makes you think he was right leaning? He was a gay man.
He wasn't right leaning.
There are gay right leaning. Let's not do that.
Thank you.
No, he's been proven to be
there
left
are
leaning.
There are gay right leaning.
He had all the makings of a right winger. But anyway, that doesn't even matter. Like, you go in there, like, I don't understand what dumbass would have any type of justification of going and shooting up a bunch of fucking kids that haven't even identified as nothing and be like, well, you know what? I'm fighting for the gay agenda, the gay agenda not to be in school shooting kids. They have nothing to do with it. Like, what type of
what their parents?
Keyword. Because Josh gonna go around the merry-go-round. Keyword. He has said he is a Christian white nationalist.
Well, Christian must have a caveat.
That is the answer. That is the answer for your question.
Okay,
he's a Christian white nationalist.
So are there caveats in the 10 Commandments? Thou shalt not kill?
No,
it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter when it comes to that type of psychosis. And yes, it's a psychosis to me. Whether Josh wants to admit that or not, it's a psychosis. They don't care about the commandment of "Thou shalt not kill." They're doing it for a bigger goal, and they think it's a religious, righteous goal.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be fair,
Period.
I'm atheist, right? I'm atheist.
Yeah, you're atheist, but you align with the ideology. Please don't get hung up. Please don't get hung up on the atheism. His point is he aligns with the methods that they use. Period. We don't even have to go down that road. Point is, he aligns with what they do, meaning he can find justifications for why they do what they do. It's weird. It's fucked up, but it's the truth. He's preserving his people. He's preserving his people.
Right? You're
understand.
I just want him to confirm. So the whole goal, atheist or not, is to preserve the white race and to keep America where y'all don't become a minority.
So Dr. Cresswell,
let him answer.
Religious rule. Bring back the book of Deuteronomy and Leviticus. Those are the rules. Those are the rule of law that we want.
He's literally telling.
Okay. That's why I'm mad at y'all for like running. Like, listen, give him a chance to talk. We need to hear from the horse's mouth. That's why I was like, why y'all not engaging?
Man,
because I already knew. I thought I already knew. I already knew
break his neck.
What time
he's gonna break his neck talking out of both sides of it.
I mean, that's fine. We smart enough to make sense of it. Triple Black. I want to hear directly from him.
Exactly.
He's not going to answer it directly because he doesn't want to be seen as too extreme. Because then
I heard what I need to hear.
But I'm
talking to Triple.
I'm saying even hearing Josh mention right wing, left wing in a discussion about white man murder is interesting. Thinking it's just a news thing, propaganda. You see, even in the rank and file, it's discussed that way. When we talk about black crime, we don't talk about the political party. We talk about was the mom in the house. Josh didn't mention any of that. Josh talked about political agendas for the greater good of an agenda. Yeah. Josh said this, and I'm sure Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah, so within the white community, I guess if you're looking at us like as a monolith, as a group, right? We don't give a damn about our trailer trash. We'll throw them in the fire faster than hell. We don't care. So we have no problems taking like subgroups within the white race and throwing them off the side.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't care.
Until you need them for an agenda, then you speak to their ills too. So
we effectively need them for a voter base. That's it.
Yeah.
But that would be the point, right? Like there's, but also even a fool is useful for something, right?
Not just for the voter base to be your police officers, because we know who takes those jobs to fight for America and in protection. We know who takes those jobs. You this poor white man.
You disagree? Josh, would you consider yourself a white supremacist?
You can't be a poor white man to be a police officer. You have to pass a credit check. You can't be in debt. You can't be any of that stuff.
But Josh,
come on, Josh. Come on, Josh. I'm from Mississippi, Josh. By the way,
I'm serious. Like you can't be a police officer and have a bad credit.
Josh, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the Southern strategy that was used for a political party, you think that could be like reverse engineered for the Black community?
Remind me of the Southern strategy. You have to bring that one up to me.
It's like a mass exodus from traditionally Black people were Republicans, from Abraham to JFK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So do you believe that taking that same agenda, because what I hear you saying and what Shad is saying is that y'all are moving in a political way and you're identifying who your people are by your politics and not the race.
Yes. It would be the case if there was some way that I knew to convert like more Black people over to the Republican Party. Yes, it would be like, and I knew how to do it. Yes, I would be all for it. So you don't like you guys being Democrats by major numbers, right? I just don't like it.
You know what's crazy? Like, I know Fantastic says some inflammatory things. You know what I'm saying? He gets people triggered, right? The fact that somebody went out of their way to pay $150 to get his ass off the fucking show. Which I mean, I ain't pocket watching whatever, right? But you got a full blown white supremacist on the goddamn panel. Ain't nobody fucking pick up their fucking wallet and kick this motherfucker off. That's
Triple Black.
this
Triple
sick.
Black.
I'm not a
Question.
white
sick.
supremacist.
Hold on, bro.
I'm
Triple
not a white
Black.
supremacist.
What's the threshold for white supremacy? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they get up.
He
there.
just said he's this white supremacist. He was shaking his head.
No. I'm a Christian nationalist. Jay kept adding the white part.
White supremacist. What do you think white supremacist
Oh yeah,
groups
because you're
call
white.
themselves?
You're white.
Oh, so hold up. Wait. Is HAMP a Christian?
Could I? When I gotta,
I didn't recognize that Christianity had anything to do with race.
it has everything to do with race.
It does.
Okay.
If I may, a couple things. Number one, peace to the panel. Few cats I ain't seen in a minute. Mike, everybody got that. Number one, Triple Black, I got to disagree with you. The absolute mistake, the mistake of the loser is that he does not pay close attention to his adversary. That's a misspent $100 to get rid of this man. If nothing else, those who watch later need to be able to form their own opinions. Throwing out those who you think counter to you is a great way to fucking lose. Second, let's be clear. Every black person in America would be a Buddhist if his slave master was a Buddhist. Christian, that's exactly. Christianity is not naturally yours. It was force-fed. Number three, I believe that Democrat, Republican, liberal, and conservative are terms that white people use to describe each other. They're not talking about you at all. They ain't talking about your black ass at all. Your right to vote is still voted on. Four, when the white man figures out that he has been screwed over just a tick less than the black man, there will be smoke in every city. That was January 6th, and that was me 12 years ago. What you are finding out, what we are seeing here, is an attack on common people. Whatever this white supremacist that you keep accusing this man of, the same country clubs your black ass can't get in, he can't get in either. They have no need for him. The appellation, the DEI that black people up in arms and stomping their feet about, they didn't get any of that, or not most of it.
I said that earlier.
The biggest beneficiary, brother. Let me look here, Kish. Black folks so happy, so quick to be victims. No,
I said it, not the country, Jeff. I said earlier.
Sure.
I said earlier that when the those people went up to go to the HBCU to I guess debate them in Tennessee, I said they went to the wrong place because liberal and conservative white women benefited from DEI more than black people as a whole.
Thank you.
Why did they go there?
Well, here's why they don't. Because the face of poverty, the face of adversity, the face of ignorance has always been painted black. When the truth is, the most people on welfare are white people.
Mm-hmm.
The most ignorant, backwoods, inbred, banjo-picking, barefoot country fuck trailer trash in America lives in the Appalachians. Do you know why welfare was started? It was not started to help black people. It was started to help ignorant, backwoods, inbred white folks in West Virginia. That's a fact. Now, I'll say this and land the plane. I can't even believe we was in here trying to pretend that there was not someone in first place for violence on this earth, and that would be the European white man. And if there's any confusion, I suggest you watch the History Channel. I'll land it there.
Uncle Jeff, why do you think?
Hey, man.
Salute. Why do you think there's such a redirect when we're having a conversation? So I know you didn't see the beginning of the show, but I just
Okay.
showed a couple images of several white men, Timothy McVeigh's, a whole bunch, right? We looked at the statistics of the percentage of white men and then this disparity in the crimes of which white men commit and etc. And then as we were just conversing through that, because I think a lot of people are ignorant to a lot of that information, just meaning they don't know. You know what I mean? Because we usually focus on our statistic when we look at the FBI crime stats of 2019. Why
Sure.
are so many black people quick to redirect right back to black people? Why do they feel like, and I'm saying feel like, we shouldn't even have the conversation?
Because black people are in love with a crumbling, diminishing default. I'm taking you on a ride. It's gonna be worth the trip. You ever hear the phrase "I don't see color"?
Yes.
Well, here's the bullshit in that. If I don't see your color, now I don't have to respect it. That's what. And when I don't see color, well, what is the default? It ain't Puerto Rican. It's white. The default behavior, the default patterns of conversation, the default what to wear to work, the default what's fun, the default what's good is Caucasian European thinking. Black people are in love with that default. Black folks love telling you how you ain't supposed to dress in comparison to the default. So when you come against this default that they have busted their Jasper ass shade tree house coon asses to make, because here are the two negative categories in my opinion, and I made these up. You have Jasper ass shade tree house coons and Jubilee buck dancing pickaninnies. The Jasper ass shade tree house coons are the black people who go to college, and once they graduate, they think that they much mightier than those who paid for them to go. Those people, the last thing they want to see is this thing crumble. We sick, massa? You know how hard I worked to separate myself from the niggas who slam dominoes on the table too hard? Do you know how hard I have worked to brag about being the only nigga on the block? Those people are always going to point at you in order to make a stark contrast to their accomplishments in a system that never really had any place for their monkey asses in the first place. And I hope they don't like it, and I hope I can find somebody that wants some of this smoke. I'm in just the mood.
I don't know. I think they time is almost up.
Well,
has any of you guys read the ISIS papers by Dr. Cress Wilson?
Yes, Francis Cress Wilson. Yes.
Yeah, the ISIS papers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can we really attribute it to a genetic annihilation why a lot of this stuff is happening?
Of course.
Do they really feel like we're gonna wipe them out?
Look, bruh, not feel like, and anybody else can jump in. I'm not trying to monopolize the conversation. Yeah. It is no secret to the Caucasian male that the Caucasian footprint on this earth is only 6,000 years, and that his time is freaking up. On some, Triple Black. Let me show you how good the shit is I smoke. You remember? I don't know how old you are. I know Playboy Will probably, and maybe HAMP. Do y'all remember when there was 3 things you could count on? Death, taxes, and white women didn't have no ass. You could bet your house on that. One of them things ain't true no more. And I'm gonna tell you, and I ain't talking about BBL, I'm not talking about frumpy fat chicks. I'm talking about if her arms is covered, she looked like Keisha from the back. There is a reason for that. If evolution is to be believed, then the female always changes herself to be attractive to the strongest member of that species. White women are evolving to get around what they man can't. They man done tried that white man to try. Oh, is Josh here? Yeah, this for you, Josh. Y'all didn't try to hang me, burn me, kill me, poison me, and you can't get rid of me. You know how I get rid of you? I fuck your daughter.
Hey, Triple Black, just to answer the question real quick, that's a different perspective. So when you say like, do they think we're actually going to erase it? Yes. So I don't just see oppression as a device of hate. I see it as a device of jealousy. And I use the Olympics as a metric. Do you know, like, when people are running? Yo, hold on. I use the Olympics because do you know how intimidated it is to watch the best people in the world race each other and they're all black? That you know what an Indian man is thinking, a white man is thinking. Every time my kids show up to swim or to track or to baseball, they like, oh, I guess little Johnny's not going to be the star player on this team. That's extremely intimidating to them. I'm not saying we should care. What I'm saying is we should make a mental allotment to say this might lead to some jealousy, and that jealousy might lead to oppression of some kind.
But I just think it's an irrational fear because they control 90% of the resources.
This is why
but necessity. I'm sorry, invention.
Babies with their women. So now you have more mixed kids than you ever will. So now the white man can't reproduce with his woman because we're doing it. They're fearful of that shit because now you're just gonna have a bunch of mixed kids. That's what they're fearful about.
Yeah, but
yes.
Josh said earlier that black people should be violent or something to that to get certain things done. So that could be one of those.
But 1 second, and Mr. Will, I hear you, but here's the thing, and this is where I think Uncle Jeff was talking about, and I'm even thinking about Josh. We don't really think, and we don't look at that even in the sense, and the person that I will say is, look at Mahomes. Black dad, white mom. That boy married a white woman. One more generation, and those kids are going to have all of the sports, all of the abilities, but they're going to be white.
That's the workaround. All they have to do is get your genes in them to proceed their life. Duh, easiest target, get your genes, get your sperm.
Don't you think that's the second best? Don't you think that's what they've assimilated to?
Absolutely.
Right?
I think they
prefer they don't marry the white man, but they like.
They need one generation to take. They need one to take an L. You take the L. You marry the top echelon. You marry athletes. You marry up because they will marry the best of black men. You get one generation. And then that you teach that child to marry white. So
especially black men's biracials, their alliance is going to be with their white mother. Children align with their mother. The majority of children are raised by their mother and influenced by their mothers.
Yeah, in black culture.
Yeah, them black men biracials go right to that second generation marrying white.
Yeah, but
they get right back out that pool.
And put a few mixed joints through the mattress. So I think the males definitely like the white girls.
But you said that, so that means that black culture would be a matriarchy, or matrilineal at least. If it's in a patriarchal society, whoever that man has sex with, those kids belong to him and his culture that they create. So I get you thinking.
What? Wait, say that over.
When you said earlier,
you said the black man. You said black community is in a matriarch.
Black culture is a matrilineal, or if it's a matriarch, or at least a matrilineal in that sense. So if
it pretty much is, we talk about that
right?
all the time.
Yeah, but then when it comes to white men, and when they go out there and they conquer, whenever they conquer or they conquer those women, those children belong to those white men and their culture. So maybe
but we're not talking about white men sleeping with black
society women. And be more patriarchal, so that whatever woman he sleeps with and whatever kids he create, those kids belong to him.
Yeah, in your mind, in theory, right?
That's not theory. That's how patriarchy has operated for the past.
What happens in reality is children are influenced by their mother.
No, well, I mean, Yardi.
Well, who are they fed by?
I was gonna say Yardi. Yardi. That's 100% a black thing because it's the marriage. Whoever is married, right? That's tends to be the predominant culture where the patriarchs take over. That's why I said marriage is the control device on earth. Yes, my children are black children. I'm married to a black woman, but for some reason, everybody, even in their family, be like, "Look at these Nigerian kids." Like, but I'm just like, but it's because I'm the patriarch, and there ain't
that's
no.
one thing, Uncle Jeff. Sorry, trigger the mic.
So what I'm saying is,
hold on, to Cheryl, but
getting
to Cheryl.
a black man sleeping with a white woman.
She becomes
majority
part
of
of
the time
culture.
they're not going to get married.
But
and then those children are being raised by a white woman and her white family, and they're typically more influenced by their white mothers and their white family. Yes, they are.
You know why? Because black men have been taught to bow down to matrilineal structure.
No, bad news, dude.
I don't want to know why. You just told me that
Bad
it didn't exist, and every time we talk about, you say it don't exist, and then we say it exists, and then now you want to tell me why it exists. But your original point was it doesn't exist.
Guys, if I may, here's the problem we're going to have. Everybody here is smart. There's not a dummy up here. What we're going to have to try to get around is who's the most right. Because everybody's right. Sister Sherelle is right. That is a demographic of people. See the city Stockton. Stockton, California is chock full of white women who then been baby calved by the wrong dude, parenthetically, baby calf. That's where you put it on a woman so rough that she get up.
Find that one.
She walk. It's so many of them there that there's a whole demographic of mixed race being raised by a disgruntled white family. That's a fact. Now,
can I challenge you on that?
Sure.
So I go with the young man, Nation, the last name Nation. I ain't got my glasses on. And I think what he was saying was, it don't matter at the end of the day, whatever the man is, the baby's going to be.
Bruh, we agree. We absolutely agree.
I think that's what my point is.
I don't think what the problem is that you both of you are implying that the two cannot exist, and they do.
But there are no two, though, Uncle Jeff.
Absolutely, there's two.
But
I wish it wasn't, but there is.
Can I present this real quick to you?
Sure.
If a black man sleeps with a white woman, what color is the baby?
Black.
If a white man sleeps with a black woman, what color is the baby?
Black.
White.
Okay.
They call it a black baby. I don't know how it's white.
Okay. Well, let me explain.
Last thing, Uncle Jeff, and I'll be quiet. I think it's with Nation is the man determines the race of the baby. That's the way I was.
Absolutely.
Can I add it?
I don't think that was what he's saying, because that's understandable. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're black and all of their infants is white.
Can I add to it?
That's the point I'm pointing out.
And you no, please don't, because what we're on right now is the Who's Right 500.
Yeah, what's the convo? I stepped away. What are we arguing? It seems redundant.
It started off with Triple Black bringing up Cress Wilson, and her papers basically theoreticize white people feeling threatened by us because they feel like we're going to annihilate them from the planet, right? And the black man on the panel, of course, Uncle Jeff, Sugar Mike, was saying that it's very true, right? Uncle Jeff said it even is to the point where white women are evolving to be with the hierarchy of men, which means they're becoming more attractive to black males. So Trigger Mike was saying, when we do the Olympic Games, when you put the races, it's so many, the elite are always of our descent.
In the most popular races.
Yeah. So what it is they were saying how white women are sleeping with them, but me and Tiff are trying to say, yeah, it's like a way that they're trying to steal our genes to prolong their lifestyle, because that's a breakdown in there too, right? So they'll send their daughter to get some black sperm because we need to try to fix our genetic coding, make our kids a little bit more athletic, make them a little bit stronger. Don't keep them with the black people. Make sure the next generation becomes white. But if we're trying to survive, we're going to have to mix our DNA with theirs. Our DNA alone is not going to survive this planet another 10,000, 15,000 years.
Oh, okay. If that be the logic, that's not how that works.
Well, we use technically, if you look at, like, the joke is the NBA is called the National Beige Association now. When you look at somebody like, and I use Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has a black father, a white
He's
mom.
an
He's married, but Patrick is married to a white woman. When you see those children look white. When they get married, they will still have their grandfather's DNA, but they will have white skin.
Yeah, did you see Amon Ross St. Brown's dad talk?
He's straight Negro.
He said, I got the gold because I'm black, right? So they mom is white. He's like, but y'all don't have that luck. You can't go get no white woman. You'll dilute it too much. That's what he told his sons. He's like, sorry, I already diluted it once. You can't dilute it no more, or else they ain't gonna have that athleticism that you need.
So you prove it. So you're proving the point. It's just like, again,
No,
we're
I'm not.
talking about
I'm just saying that Amon Rock. He's saying that they have to date black women. That's what he said.
And Tiff, I didn't even think to submit this.
It was funny how you said it, though. It's funny.
It's not just whites. I didn't think this was true until Japan asked for black men to come have babies with their. I thought that was fake. That was true.
This is why I
exactly, and then not to mention this whole idea of black women can't afford in vitro like that, but yet it was a crisis that we don't have enough.
Nobody
black
can,
sperm.
Sherelle.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it was a crisis that we don't have enough black sperm so that we can have the babies. Who do you think are trying to get their hands on black sperm? Because it's a crisis. Because they need more black sperm to be able to do the in vitro processes.
And DJ Hamp, I said, if black men were more patriarchal, and I'm gonna stand on it, they'd have be in more control of that. Whatever kid they make, because it's how patriarchy works. If your daughter marries to me, your daughter belongs to my lineage. You don't have access to me besides your daughter. That's how patriarchy works. Because before, most indigenous tribes were matrilineal. So the clan resources went where the mother was. That's how Europeans were so able to conquer everybody so easily. All they had to do was fuck somebody in your village, and they took over your mother's clan. But if black men had that same patriarchal structure, it wouldn't be so easy for them to do it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
think
Where'd you get that? You said that word more than one time.
Matrilineal. That's the lineage down through the mom.
Down through the mom.
That means that they have the mom's last name. The land gets passed down through the mom and all of that.
Yeah.
And what was the word again one more time?
Well, that's not true.
That's not. It's really like the elder women who run it.
Yeah, but that's not actually true with the majority of the native tribes, though. You know, I think they depict that often in these movies, but that's not actually true. You know,
which part?
That the majority of the native tribes are matrilineal.
Right.
Well, the major ones were like the Cherokee, the Iroquois.
Okay, let's slow down. Let's slow way down.
The Lenape weren't, which is major. Go ahead. I don't want to talk about the tribe too much, but go ahead, Uncle Jeff. Because I feel like I'll derail a little bit.
Okay, and I don't want to derail. And let me know right out the gate. Is talking about where the word family and marriage actually comes from. Is that a derail?
No, I think we're off the main topic, but we also been here for 5 hours and 30 minutes. But
so
I mean, go ahead. We'll see. I'll feel it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Talk about it. Go ahead.
It is my belief that the destruction of the black family is right on time, and there could be nothing better. Because the Cliff Notes is we don't come from families. Family is a word that the Latin meaning is famulus, which means group of workers. Back in the day, the King of Scotland, the King of Ireland, England, they wasn't finna do all that shit they sell. So they had lords and dukes and earls who were in charge of the land. What these dukes and earls would do is they would hire these men known as house bonds. And the house bond, which is where the word husband comes from, was excellent in areas of husbandry. He's a blacksmith. He's a farmer. He's a carpenter. He's excellent at those things. He was the lord of that particular land, which is where the term landlord comes from. He took care of it for the lord of the land. He needed help. So he would go to someone else and say, here, I'm going to take your daughter because you can't make babies with her. She ain't really doing nothing over here. I'm going to bring her over here. You give me some 2 pigs and a horse, which is
we off it, Uncle Jeff. Yeah, we off the plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we all just because and I understand the history. I'm just trying to see how we got to here. So, and I walked off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What was the sure you said what was the reason for the origin of that convo again? Just remind me of the
It was
origin.
Triple Black bringing up the ISIS papers that explained the annihilation of white people. So I guess it's just to speak to the overall topic of why they create systems to keep us oppressed, is because their survival is based on our oppression.
Okay, Josh, do you disagree?
I don't know, because the United States has always been multifaceted groups, like a whole bunch of groups. I don't know if I can or cannot disagree with it, just because it's always been multiple groups. I assume each group is going to have different agendas. I mean, it's what we have now. I don't understand why it would be any different back in the 1700s.
You don't understand?
I don't understand why. If we have, let's just say we have different groups within the United States now, right? All with their agendas. Why would I think that back in the 1700s, the United States was all a collective and we all had like one idea? I don't think that was true.
Here's why I think I can help you with that. Because the collective ideas, especially in as analog as the 18th century, has always been around European white male money.
Okay.
They don't have to have quarterly meetings to have the same agenda.
All right, let me do this. Did Robert get in yet? Is he here?
No.
Well, Robert, did you get to speak aside from someone responding to someone?
I just wanted to bring one point out that's kind of bothering me. I heard Patrick Mahomes name a couple times, and I heard Japan is importing Negroes and things like that. I feel like y'all are perpetuating racial stereotypes, and it doesn't help anybody by just talking about it. Well, you know, the black man is faster and quicker and this, and we all know that I think someone said about Armand Green's daddy said you gotta marry black girls. We ain't got no white blooded, and I think you're just perpetuating racial stereotypes. There are athletic white people, there are athletic Asian people, there are athletic black people. If we stay in stereotypes, we're gonna talk in a circle.
Okay.
How do you you have to debunk the stereotype for us not to be credible in what we're saying.
I mean, I'll go historical because people don't like to talk historical.
Who doesn't?
Jim the Greek used to be a famous sports bettor. And Jim the Greek one time in DC had a drink with his friend. And he said, black people can't be quarterbacks because they ain't smart enough.
Okay.
Jimmy the Greek lost his job because he expressed a racial stereotype. The majority of America at that time believed black people weren't smart enough to be quarterbacks. Jimmy the Greek promoted a racial stereotype and he lost his job.
He was not credible. So let me ask my question again. How do you debunk the stereotypes to when they're not credible, right? So he was not credible and that was disproven. How do you disprove?
What made him discredible?
Let me finish this statement. All right. Don't get foolish. Right? So if I'm not mistaken, you were in the chat saying things that were unproven also, right? So here's what I'm asking you directly.
Don't confront me on
here's what I'm asking you directly, because I didn't realize it was the same person. So now that I do, now it's a different understanding.
I got time.
So when you're saying what of those stereotypes are you deeming not credible? So when Mike says that everybody looks the same that's on a 100-meter yard dash track, right? How do you dispute that, and how do you debunk that?
Opportunity.
What do you mean? It's the Olympics.
Opportunity.
It's the Olympics.
you have to have an opportunity to get to the Olympics.
Okay, so every country has an opportunity to get to the Olympics, right? In which they don't qualify, black, white, blue, or purple. So how does that opportunity not exist?
Hold up, say it again, sir. I got
no.
He's saying, in other words,
Uncle Jeff. So now, it's the Olympics specifically that Mike was talking about, right? Just like they give scholarship to the best players in any college arena, right? And then they have NFL combines and etc., right? Where the opportunity exists. We have white men who do well, get drafted early and etc., but the overwhelming majority look like me. Okay, so the opportunity is there. So that doesn't even make no sense. So how can you, again, when we say the stereotype, unless you can debunk it, you have to accept it, right?
I'll debunk it again. I'm gonna throw another because you throw a lot of stuff at me, so that's why I asked you.
You good? I understand.
Back in the 50s, black people played baseball. I remember the other day I was listening to y'all and y'all talked about the Great Negro League.
They play baseball. Go ahead.
How great they were. Now, fast forward, black people ain't playing baseball.
They do play baseball.
Not to the degree.
Are Cubans black? Are Dominicans black?
Right. I don't know what
Are Cubans black? Are Dominicans black? Are Cubans black? Are Dominicans black?
I don't think so.
They're
black.
Yeah, so what happens?
Jordan Alvarez is black.
Yeah, so what actually happens is, right, people get dropped off in different places.
See, you want to
be they're direct, right? David Ortiz, is he black?
I think he's Hispanic.
Huh? Is he black?
Dominican,
David
right?
Ortiz.
The nigga look like me.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what he looks like. What does he identify as?
Identifier, that's not how you debunk somebody saying identifier. They are black, right? They are Negroid people who play baseball. What you're actually talking about is what black Americans subscribe to. It doesn't mean that we don't have an opportunity to play baseball. It means that we don't play baseball, right? But if we did play baseball, then we would be the majority there too. And you see it based on the Negroids that actually play baseball and how they are the best players in that league.
I think you got me. I'm gonna go ahead and let other people speak.
Yeah.
CJ, what's poppin', kid? Let me just get CJ and Mike, because ain't no telling they about to kick him off and all that.
What's good, man?
Oh, he got his do-rag going, though. He might be on to something.
My time is limited. All right, let me start where I heard this shit. Uncle Jeff, what's the last thing
what
I
up,
heard?
CJ?
What's good, Uncle Jeff, man?
Y'all look alike.
The default is what you said. We look alike.
Yeah, y'all look alike.
He probably from my tribe, dog.
Uncle Jeff right there, feel me?
Hey, y'all didn't see Uncle Jeff when he was young. Me and Uncle Jeff did an interview. I played one of his Def Comedy Jam clips.
He was a player.
The lady said, "God damn, that's Uncle Jeff."
Yeah, because I've grown old and hideous. Like now,
Uncle Jeff, are you famous?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
Hey Rob, Uncle Jeff won Star Search. Yeah, you know. Yeah,
I saw you on Star Search, dog. That's what I'm saying.
Rob, he won that shit.
I thought he was funny. Sir,
thank you, brother.
I need a autograph or something. What can I get?
Hey, man.
Get that man an autograph, Uncle Jeff. All right, CJ, what's poppin'? Let me get CJ.
I got a list real quick, man. Let me get down the list. All right, Uncle Jeff, you brought up default is white. No, the default is civil. We want to live in a civil society with not a bunch of violence, a bunch of theft, a bunch of whatever else you want to bring in. The default is not white. We don't think about white people and say, hey, let's aim to be white people. No, let's aim to be civil. Let's aim to be a better people. All right.
What, nigga?
Can I?
Who want to argue that?
Is it all right?
All right. Why do people say Eurocentric beauty standard if it's not white? Why do they use that term?
Because ugly women get mad that they're not pretty.
That's actually a good rebuttal. We'll go ahead.
Thank you. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, the argument about violence is interesting. I think Big Aaron made the best argument. Violence isn't inherently bad. It's uncontrolled violence, which is the problem. So it's like the savagery. I think that's the word y'all used last time. It's savagery. So I believe we're displaying a level of savagery that is kind of uncalled for.
So we should go back to the 1700s and people just stay in fucking line, and one army just marches up to the front and be like fire, and then the other one. So that right there is civil. We should go back to that.
Can you clarify? Can you clarify who you mean by we? Do you mean like U.S. or? Do
I'm talking about people at war. People at war.
I'm talking about black people in our communities. I'm not really
saying black. Wait, let him get to his point. Let him get to his point. Let him get to his point. All right. Here's what I need y'all to do. If y'all want to converse with him regarding one of the points, just write it down a little bit. All right, so you can realize it, because he might, if I think Li left, so he might be good. But I just wanted to get his points off before they potentially kick his ass off. Okay,
and that was a good kind of a good rebuttal, Josh, because Blue brought up why are we talking about this, and that's a good point. Like when we bring up the black stats, it's because we're affected. We're black. What we bringing up the white stats for? To say, haha, this happened to y'all too. Like, are we looking for change? What are we looking for? Like, are we just trying to say, hey, let's make it equal? Y'all do it, we do it. Or are we trying to say, hey, be better, white people? Because I'm pretty sure when they bring up the stats, they're not just saying, haha, you guys are doing this. They're saying, hey, y'all need to. Y'all need to.
I would hope.
Did y'all hear Mike? Did y'all hear?
I would hope it.
Let him get through his points. Y'all remember? Let him get through his points. Let him get through his points. All right. So that was one of his points.
And I just got two more. Right. Oh, well, one more. All right. And they brought up the stats about white people listen to black music more than the black people.
Okay.
Yes, in totality, because it's more of them. But in per capita, black people listen to black music the most at an 80% rate, and we only listen to majority black music. White people has a variety, a diverse selection of music they listen to. They listen to country, they listen to pop, they listen to all kinds of things mixed into the black music. We focus on black music only. The hip hop, the debauchery. That's what we focus on. We don't go out of our range too much. Black men a little bit, especially black women. They really don't really go out their range.
I'll let Jeff go and I'll go after.
Okay, first, I am willing to forego the abject wrongness of the first one, which is the one that I brought up. So let's go into music.
No.
Is it my turn or not? Is it my turn or not?
Wait, your wrongness or my wrongness?
Your absolute wrongness with regard to what you brought up with me. We're not going to talk. Yes.
Yeah. Well, sorry, not to. I just want to. Here's the dynamic of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a little bit of back and forth in discourse, right? So there may be an interjection while someone's talking. However, let's not make it overt to the point where we can't even converse. I'm saying when y'all trying to contend with, we discuss with CJ. All right, go ahead, Uncle Jeff. My bad.
Okay, let me make it even faster. Damn, what I had a problem with about what I said. You are, brother, you are grossly inaccurate with regard to music, because you brought up pop and country. Let me inform you that rock and roll is the blues sped up, and country is the blues slowed down. All music. That's why I'm not going to even ask you this question. There's no such thing as black music. All music come from you, bruh. All of it, to include classical. Look it up. It is all your music. So to say that what we're trying to get at is that the main consumers, regardless of per capita, who listens to ignorant ass music, are we really going to get into who listens to ignorant ass music debate? Ignorant ass people. With regard to who buys hip hop, the mansions that Jay-Z live in, and LL live in, and Rakim live in, and Nas live in, were not bought with just black or even predominantly black money. That's an unavoidable fact, and I will land here. One of the things that those of you who believe in this system somehow have going for you is that the white people who are making change now went to college with Wu-Tang on their walls. So this is a whole different group of people. I'll say that. I'm done.
Damn, I got a Wu-Tang
on my. Let me respond to that real quick, Josh, and then you can get the mic. It's gonna be quick. So he brought up the first point was that we've made classical music and jazz and all of this. Most of us aren't listening to that music now, so we can act like we're listening to the negative music now. Most of us.
That's another point.
I'm not saying that. Well, no, it's the main point. You made it like class, like we're just because we made this stuff that we're listening to now. No, we listen to now.
No, you separated. I said that because you separated. Country and pop.
The music we listen to
from black music.
What's it called? What's that Chicago music called?
Drill music.
Drill music, trap music. We listen to.
That's a great other point.
Uncle Jeff, because I didn't interrupt you, brother.
Yes, you did. But go ahead.
It did not stop, and I'll let you finish. All right, so country music is nothing like drill music. It's nothing like trap music. It's nothing. It's not even close. So we don't act like because it got black roots. No, we don't listen to that type of music the way that we don't diversify your we don't diversify our portfolio the way like black people, sir. It's my skin.
Have you listened to Morgan Wallen or like some of these country people now? Mm-mm. I mean, they're talking about guns. They're talking about drinking. They're talking about drugs. They're talking about
death metal, heavy metal, or gothic.
They're talking about hoes. It's the same things as hip hop. Same things.
What about the gothic music that they bite heads off a pigeon and drink blood in and do satanic work?
That got nothing to do with killing each other. That got nothing to do with what we do to each other, man. Our music is talking about stumping on each other's graves and peeing on each other's graves and smoking each other dead ashes. What are we talking about, man?
He has a point. Why he has it, I'm not sure. But let's explore it. CJ,
why did I make that point?
CJ, you are right. Nobody is more in love with the destruction of black people than destructive black people. If you need that point made. Is there something else we need to say about that subject for you? What else do you need to hear?
I made 4 different points. So any other
on that particular point, the point that. Right. Okay, no, you are right. I think I'm trying to agree with you, and I'm trying to make sure we can get past it. Is there anything else you need to hear from us other than nobody listens to bad music about black people or makes more of it or uses more of it than black people? Absolutely agreed. Is there anything else that we need to Uncle? Is there anything else we need to say?
If the point is conceded, then
it is absolutely conceded.
Yarde? I think Yarde really had a problem with the point. That's who made that point.
Okay, could you?
Yeah, I was the one who made the point earlier about white people listening to hip hop or destructive hip hop more than like Uncle Jeff. You brought up that Jay-Z got paid off of whatever. I was the one who made that point earlier. But if you want to concede to that, all right.
I do, in the interest of moving forward.
All right.
Right now we're watching fat kids run.
No, I mean, the only thing I kind of push back against is attributing a race to a music, because damn near everything is a fucking sample. Like even with hip hop, a lot of those damn songs are like samples from rock songs from the 60s and 70s and things like that. So I don't really think that you can put a race on music. I don't think you can put a race on music because everybody samples shit. Go listen to a country song. They're remaking hip hop songs. You know what I'm saying? They're R&B songs. They're remaking country songs. You know what I'm saying? It's all over the place.
It's because you to keep music basic, you're only going to use 5 to 6 different chord progressions in 3 to 5 or so different keys, because we got to keep this 4/4 music to keep the masses in a trance. So there's not going to be much difference out of that. That's why jazz only appeals to so many people, because that's for people who can think outside of this cage. And this ain't no crazy shit I'm making up. Y'all can look this up. This is real shit. The chief bone I had to pick is when people try to make popular music that is simple come from anywhere else than black people, because it doesn't. It plain old, and if I'm wrong, then Billy Joel is wrong, David Bowie is wrong, Eric Clapton is wrong. It's a bunch of people that ain't black that's wrong too, that know a lot more about music.
Yeah.
What about it?
What about Blue Eyed Soul?
What about it?
Them white boys can sing.
Yes, nobody ever said Bobby Caldwell, Daryl Hall, absolutely Eric Tagg, absolutely they can sing. But that, but,
don't forget about the other point I made, though.
No, it doesn't defeat your point. No, it doesn't.
No, I'm saying don't forget about the other point. What we bringing these stats up for if we not talking? What we saying? Haha, y'all get violence too.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna talk now because y'all two been talking.
What we doing?
Hold on, because the other side was already doing haha, black people 13% commit 50% of this and that. So they're already saying haha. What we are pointing out on this show today.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, they are.
Oh my.
I said, hold on. Hold on. I'll let y'all talk. Right. But the point of this show today, when you looked up those stats that HAMP showed, and I did 4 videos on it breaking down those same stats. Let's hold on, white people. You were saying haha to us. What about your culture? You're talking about what we doing. What about your side? You were ha-haing us, but you were holding your own accountable. But Charlie, you can't say the word because it's a trigger word. The guy was saying that black culture needs to be policed. But there's issues of SA, 45% of your group is murder in your group, and whatever other problems going on in your group. Why are you not over policing your own group?
First of all, they would already do this when they were talking about the trans issues, the LGBT issues. They were talking about their own people. What are we talking about?
They weren't
pointing a finger at us. They were pointing issues in America in general. These are problems in America. These are problems. They're not talking about this is what happened to y'all. No, they're saying, hey, we need to fix some issues.
But they were specifically talking about black people and not his own.
No, and we have issues that we need to get fixed. That we act like we don't want to talk about
it up here. We do talk about it up here.
No, we don't. We say, why are we talking about this? Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry,
gentlemen. So let's explore this. CJ, do you believe that young white males between the ages of 18 and 34 who make up the glutton of the percentage of lone gunmen, do you think they're ever profiled?
I'm assuming so.
I'm sorry?
I'm assuming so.
I can tell you that they are absolutely not. The only people
How do you know?
I'll tell you how I know.